everybody, welcome to the video. So as you can see, we are pulling parts off the S15. This is a big day. We're gonna be tearing this thing down and getting it ready to be pulled out today. So that's quite the big news, but we're at a very starting point of this. So, you know, still a whole lot to get done, but just getting little stuff out. I've never taken this battery out actually, so I was kind of worried because these battery trays rot out like crazy. And whoever did the intercooler piping, you can tell, just did a hole saw right through the battery tray, which is pretty standard. I've seen people go through like the frame rail and stuff. Just this is the way to do it. Both sides, hole through there, done deal. But thankfully, I was worried because these rot out like crazy. But you can see this is all just like surface rust, flaky crap. So I'll move that a little bit so you guys can see just a little better. But thankfully, none of that is rust. So that's a plus. Also, I just took my catch can out. As you can see, I have the GK Tech catch can, and also had a couple drift events on this. And also great news, bone dry. Not a single thing coming out of that. Now, granted, I emptied it halfway through the season and it had a tiny bit of oil in it, but also I have stock baffles and an S13 valve cover, like stock S13 valve cover, not even like a hot one with like a modified one. Which sucks because these have super shit baffling compared to the 14 and 15 motor. But, you know, so it could honestly just be that my baffles are crap, or I could have a tiny bit of blow-by throughout a whole season of drifting. So I'm not, a little bit of aerated oil. You never hurt nobody. That's what we got catch cans for, right? So I'm trying to protect everything. So cool little thing. I have a bunch of rubber nubs covering everything, getting everything put away in orderly fashion, all the bolts and where they're supposed to be, so that this whole situation can go back in very smoothly. Because I've been around too many engine swaps and engine pulls that I just see people grabbing bolts and throwing them in bins or throwing them on the table, and my brain wants to explode. The more because realistically, it'll be probably a little while until like months before this engine goes back in. So we want to be as organized as possible. So now I'm just taking the intercooler pipes off, you know, nothing too crazy, but I kind of wanted to talk while I do this. There's a motto I kind of try and live by with cars, and I think for future and for other people, I think it's very needed because I struggled with it too, even with this car to my left, the Evo. Like it was down for a long time, but also I was moving, and you know, just life happens. Life happens, and sometimes cars get put on the back burner. But the thing, if you want to ever get projects done or long-term things like this done, an hour a day at least. If you are doing a long-term project like I'm doing right now, an hour every day. Try and set yourself a goal to work on the car at least an hour every day, and I promise you that even if it's something small as like I'm doing, just prepping the engine to get pulled, it all adds up after a long time. You know, if you keep just staying steady with it, you'll see progress. Intercooler pipe number 1. There we go. Half. There we go. Whoa, that has oil in it. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that's not very ideal, but granted, it is like the slightest amount. Like if you actually look into the pipe, there's nothing actually in the pipe. It's just like on this lip, which it's actually kind of thick. This, to be frank, could have been here for a very long time from the feeling of it. Yeah, I was worried. Oh, sorry, I whacked you guys. Jeez, I'm so Canadian, I said sorry for that. But, yeah, I was worried before, but now that I feel its consistency, that's been there for a very long time, and I've never had that pipe. I've had it off, but I've never have I? Yeah, I have had it off, but I've had it off with that intercooler pipe as all one piece, so I've never actually looked into it, so that stuff could be years old. All right, that's it for today. That's where we're gonna leave off. Car's all put away, tools are put away. Catch you guys in the morning. All right, day 2 of getting this engine ready to pull. So started the day off with a little workout. I got a bunch of stuff in the garage to work out, so I've been trying to do that. And you know, even though it's not in the gym, you could still get your blood flowing, you know, get your body moving. So been trying to do that. But anyways, what we're gonna start with today is I'm gonna get this car in the air and I'm gonna start draining fluids. So I'm gonna drain all the fluid out of the, get all the coolant out, get the fluid out of the gearbox, and then I'm gonna pull all this whole situation, which the rad and the clutch fan and everything is easy. That all I need, once the coolant's out, you just pull this upper water neck out and boom, everything comes out. It's pretty easy, and then especially this rad, the Koyo has a nice drain plug on the bottom, so it's made pretty easy. The car's too low, so we gotta take the bumper off, so give me a sec. Boom. There we go. The rad's coming out, so yeah. Let's do this shit. And shroud. Alright, now that we got the rad out and the fan trap right there, we dropped coolant. I don't know what I was thinking, but I forgot this radiator is a dual pass. So when I drained the fluid, there was still a shit ton left in it. So when I open this up, I don't know if you guys can really see that. Yeah, there's coolant all, well, that's all fine on the car, but the floor underneath it and it went back and stuff, it just, I got coolant everywhere. So real, whatever. We're pulling an engine, it's bound to happen, so. But now that we've got this out of the way, you can see we have so much space. All the space in the world now to work with, so. Real exciting stuff. All right, this is under the car, as you can see. Draining the gear oil. So I was laying right here. As you can see, there's a little trail of stuff. And that's all coolant from what I spilled earlier. So, now my hair all here is filled with coolant, so. Just lovely. Yeah, draining the trans. Good news is, on this guy, there's not really much shit. Yeah, as you can see, not much gunk, a little bit, but you know, what you'd expect on a 5-speed SR box that's been drifted on. Not too bad, no chunks, just a little bit of metal shavings. I got the car up on all fours, it's in the air. You know, it's fun getting the car teeter-tottering next to another car. First world problems though, I mean, you know, I'm very thankful for all I got, but man, the day that I got my own shop with a lift, I just need one lift, you know, one lift and boom, life is simple. But yeah, either way, we'll get there at some point, but there's no more fluid in trans. I'm just about to take off the, still a 2-piece drive shaft. I'm just gonna take off the front section of the drive shaft, unbolt it, and then pull the yoke out in the back. So then the only thing that's holding up the trans is the trans mount. So then when we go to pull it, I can just zip out the trans mount and then we're good to go. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side. I'm not even gonna attempt to film this because it's like on my back, little room. It's not gonna be a good shot. So I'll just film the drive shaft coming out. Ugh. Yeah, so I got the front drive shaft out. It's just the front piece. You don't got to take the whole drive shaft out to remove the motor. That's kind of just pointless in my opinion if you're not touching the rear end of the car. But I'm stoked. This is in really good shape. All the U-joints are real nice and none of them are torn or anything. In great shape. Stoked about that. But man, there's something so rewarding about cars, I find. Like, you know, like doing this, like I always need purpose in my life. Like purpose is kind of always what I've searched for. And I've had a hard time with that, like finding my purpose, I guess. And whenever I do this stuff, I feel so, it just feels so good. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm in my element, I guess. Maybe that's corny, but it's the truth. So I just got the downpipe bolts out. So the downpipe's just hanging, as you can see. But one thing I like doing that I suggest anybody does, if you don't, so the stuff you're leaving in the car, like the harness and stuff, like all the bolts, all that is gonna get bagged up. That's all like random stuff. But what I love doing, if it's gonna be a while, like until you reassemble the car, a lot of the stuff, even though if you've worked on cars a bunch of times, like it's just, I like doing it because it's just peace of mind. But I always, connectors, I'll like put a piece of tape on, like this is just cheap masking tape, and I'll write, say this is the MAF connector, which is this super obvious to me that it's a MAF connector, but still, it's just like, I like doing that for all the main wires, like MAF, I'll do one for CAS, the cam angle sensor, and I'll label all the injectors, because the injector harness just kind of sits there, and you don't want to mix them up, so I not a necessity thing, you know, if you feel confident, or if you're gonna put the, say if you're pulling a motor and you're putting it back in next week, then okay, different, you know, that's a different story. You can very easily, you know, you're gonna remember everything. But say for me, since I'm gonna paint my bay and do a bunch of stuff, like it's gonna be probably a couple months until I actually reassemble this engine, or this bay I should say. So I like doing that, especially once I paint the bay. I'm gonna take the harness out and just have it hanging like on the side in a garbage bag, so the harness can be all jumbled up. So just a little piece of mindset thing to do. That was, come on, get inside. Kiki, go, go. Oh, you got a little friend that wants to get coolant all over her paws. Okay, so power steering system just got disconnected. I drained all the fluid, whatever. Nothing exciting. But what I'm turning the camera on is I think I've done the stupidest thing probably ever. I don't know if I've done something dumber than this. So if you look inside the Evo, you'll see a blotch of red. I'm not even gonna try and open this door because I don't know what's gonna happen. But if I open this one, you'll see I have my Recaro maxed out at the bottom. And I have my bumper sitting in the Evo. It's not hitting the headline or anything, thankfully. It's touching the back seat, but that's fine. It's kind of resting on the bolster. Oh, actually, not even at all. It's resting kind of on the door panel. Right there, but yeah, I feel so bad, this poor car. But I think, honestly, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like look at that. Oh my god. Actually, I might be able to, okay, we're good. So, whoa. But yeah, so we're kind of in a situation here. I literally don't have a single spot to put it. And it's better with the car. It's easier to service the car with the bumper off because the bumper's so big. But God, it makes me feel so bad to put the bumper inside the Evo, but it's the only place I got, only storage I got. I need a shop. Oh my God, I'm such a small channel and I'm still, you know, very humble beginnings here, but God damn, I need a shop. I need a shop bad. But yeah, so the engine is now pretty much ready to come out. All I gotta do is take the shifter off, but honestly, I'm undecided. I'm taking out the trans and engine altogether just because of the space we have here. So I'm kind of like debating if I just pull the engine down and split the trans and then drop the transmission out of its own. But I'm not worried because the shifter takes, like, I've taken it apart a couple times already and it takes you 2 minutes. Like if you've ever done S chassis shifter stuff, it's super easy. So yeah, the SR is pretty much ready to go to get pulled, other than the small things I just told you. But now I gotta go borrow an engine crane, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that tomorrow or the next day, but either way, this is where I'm gonna leave you guys off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, hope you have a good evening, good afternoon, good night, good morning, whatever you're watching this. Yeah, peace out.